shaving. That's all it is. It's the astral plane. Some hugs and kisses. They're just glad I'm here. The feeling's mutual. Priscilla's here. All her wonderfulness. She's just off camera. The co-pilot. Alien disclosure energies. I don't know. This is like one of the most frustrating. It's a lot of nothing. As usual. I mean, they're here. Yeah, I mean, what if it's really kind of. I should put some makeup on it or something so it's not so. Yeah, really cut right into. Yeah, well, this week's been just a nightmare. This has been hell week. You know, because a coworker is at a funeral for the week, and I had to do everything, and just no rest. I mean, I even took a break on the webinar thinking I'd be okay the next day. Obviously not. You know, because I'm just still out of it, pushing buttons I should not be pushing. It's like even trying to do the simplest things feels like it's very harder than it needs to be. So I've been exhausted. So even when I try to rest, it's not enough rest. So and that's why I just waited to do the webinar last night, just to rest, sort of. And it just never ends. So, oh well. Who knows? It's just. But anyway, the aliens have been coming and trying to clear my frequency, which is nice. They can always take my spot if they want, but they're not going to do that. It's like, we'll stay on our ship where everything's air conditioning is good here, and have fun with that. And just help clear energy, and they're just glad they're not here. So yeah, taking the beatings. Yeah, you just incarnate just to take a beating, and that's about it. And then I'm not sure where you leave here, and it's like, wow, it's kind of like Mike Tyson, but you're just standing around getting the hits instead. Yeah, it's like boxing, but you just get the hits, and you just keep getting the hits, and just enjoy it. So yeah, we're playing it youngster, playing it the kid planet. Not everybody here is a kid. Obviously, there's some adult beings here. Not a lot, but there's more kids here on a self-destructive path. I guess you can say why we incarnate here, because you can't get these type of challenges, a world that's so backward. At least those that the kid part of it, the kids that just love their darkness, love destroying everything, and then blame the government for everything, and so on. And whatever. Blame all the manipulators, but it's like, you know what? There's still a personal responsibility that they're just not there yet. Yeah, it's kind of like a subject matter not even worth getting too deep into. Because for many, they just have excuses. So, I don't know until I come in pro sessions, maybe. Schedule her. Yeah, shop here. And have the book at I got the book here. I got another one coming out shortly. It's another short one. A study guide. So alien disclosure energies, I can go into some of what they fellow Arcturians are integrating with my frequency. It doesn't say it. So okay, here we'll go into Priscilla. What's she doing? It's funny how Priscilla's mind, I can't see her, but she's right there. Fritzy's just sleeping like, a princess somewhere. The alien disclosure, obviously they can't go into dates and things like that for obvious reasons. Um, I also made a recording on for the members chat. Um, so I'm kind of repeating a little bit of this, but the government itself, U.S. government, you can say other governments too, but the U.S. government definitely has an alien influence there, and there's a, you know, it is kind of built up a little bit sophisticated when you think about it. Yeah, they might have the Masonic influence, but there's still a lot of alien construction there. It's very sophisticated for that time period, or they get help. Doesn't mean that people did not do it, they did, but they have, help from another era of themselves or another connection of themselves. To go into like a disclosure, like for humans and aliens interacting, I mean, one thing, a lot of challenges are definitely on the way. That's probably not what people want to hear, but there's no doubt challenges. Um, I've said this before, I believe the economy probably will pick up the next couple of months, but the challenges will come in and start knifing into society. uh, when is not clear. It's not the end of it's not gloom and doom, it's just the way it is. It's just, yeah, as I say, calm before the storm. Yeah, next couple of months. So, December, let's see, we're going into December, right? So, possibly somewhere in December, we might see some remnants of what's to come, possibly. It might even be financially related to some level, but it's not a financial collapse or anything like that. But might be fine. Well, of course, you have the Bitcoins and stuff like that. Some of them might come and start disrupting things like that. The crypto stuff, possibly. Because he wants to kind of regulate that. Of course, he's not in office yet, but. And Elon being part of the government makes no sense whatsoever. Shouldn't you be running all your companies and being cool online? What are you doing? That's probably better people positioned to do all. So there's an alien influence coming in through Trump and through Elon, and probably through over Trump. So I would say Trump is more like the avatar. And there's obviously other entities going through there, and just doing whatever they can do while they can. Not say for positive, negative, whatever. Not to make this political, but even with Elon too. Like there's an avatar of Elon, and there's a lot of entities coming and going there. So just put that out there. Not that you need to pay attention, not that you have to care. Who cares? There's a world without all that crap. I think we're there. Some of us are there without all this. Oh man, I don't know. And this world is just so why instead of going into like when the aliens show up, because they're not going to tell you that. They can't. They just. I mean, astrally you might know, but that's about it. They can't know here physically for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, and the incarnation nobody wants. Obviously, that's a lot of people's lives. Well, when you get to know the grit of it, and then you have the new age groups that just want to hear all the positive programming as a major. Talk about a psyop. That is definitely the new age groups for sure. And some of them will make nice lawn furniture, meaning like their energy is just high vibrational lawn furniture energy. Make nice wallpaper, chandeliers, but they don't have enough strength to do anything on their own. I mean, they do have struggles in life, but still they need, because even a chandelier has to go through wind and, life stuff, but it still has a look to it. So same thing to do like wallpaper. You have a nice wallpaper, but the weather comes and it kind of messes it up a little. I'm trying to be pretty here. Come on, guys. So that's the new age group. That's a version of it. There's, like I said, new age is generally trying to figure this out. That's different. And there are others that are just mind control, zombie, attractive. God, I don't know what the hell all that. It's not strong enough to do anything, and that's fine, but probably hypocritical at the same time. But they make nice things. So if you're around somebody that's part of the New Age group, it's like when you get all of a sudden fine China energy, it's like, wow, is this person fine China in a past life? Is this person a rug in a past life? Like one of those nice rugs? I don't know, like throw rugs or whatever they are. It's not at Walmart, it's maybe one of those luxury, carpet places or whatever. Jeez. I'm being serious. So, so that's very informative, I imagine. But the grit incarnation is I guess that's a better word for incarnation nobody wants, but the incarnation of being like the adult, the alien adult or angelic or whatever, and all the kids here are tearing you apart. It's like, they want the hero, the leader, and all that. It's like, they don't need that crap, but they don't care because they need that. Or all this delusional thinking about the solar flare and get all your powers without even trying. So, and that's like a cult right there, and that's working like a charm, man. It's like the more positive and delusional people are on it, like flies on shit. It's like, talk about a weakness. So, it's rough town out there. Yeah, and New Age, it's just a lot of, it's like, it's like religion without religion, but it's very similar with the aliens and everything. And it's just not quite there at the level of just becoming more independent. It's not there yet. So, and your energy can be very stagnant there and just go nowhere. And then they attack you like when you're shaving and stuff like that. Some might. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, we'll go into the alien energies in a second, but the other thing is just obviously the kids that are here, they're wrecking everything in the society. They're adult kids, but they're into their vices and don't want to change and just blame everyone for their problems, yada yada yada, and just as long as they're cool and destructive. I guess that's why we come here, just to experience that, to what we get out of that, because they're testing, everybody's being tested by that low frequency of going backward in self-destruction. Doesn't mean you have to go backward in self-destruction. Obviously, many are going backward in self-destruction because, it's popular. And the aliens obviously got tested by it in the past, and then Anunnaki got tested by it. That's why they're trying to wipe everybody out because they got so pissed off. So what makes this world unique than others is the adult child energy that's here, that just does not want to grow up for anything. That's the toxic type. There's the others that just want to be materialistic. Some of them are brainwashed by the military and all that, and been working for the military. And even military people have been paid off, and they're not even realizing it. Like, they might have a comfort life after the military, but they also know not to cross the line because they want to keep the good life that they have. So it's kind of a sellout energy there too. Retired military. You don't have to be high up either. You can just be anybody. You'd be surprised. You can start opening up and all that and all this crazy shit. People just want to get the fuck away from you. Well, at least you gotta be yourself, though. So there's a level of comfort zone people just want to hold on to. That's the same thing with the New Age groups too. So, but the toxic energy that's here, it's just it's not a big. I mean, all right. Well, it's the backward society. Yeah, how big? I mean, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's a huge percentage, but it's enough to affect everybody. It's just. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid type of energy, but they're adult kids. Just something to think about. If you see an adult person that's very vicious in their frequency, of course the belief systems. Everyone's at a different level too. So people are going more galactic and multi-dimensional and all of that. Obviously, you're going to get pushback for those that want nothing to do with that. And that's not helping anything. And the idea is not to force your ideas on others, and that can be difficult for some to stop doing that. So yeah, some do that, I think. So anyway, I think they're better than everybody. There's a lot of that. So there are groups. There's a channeling group that's like this that feels like they're galactically connected. And here we're going to take you to the next reality, and they're just super arrogant about it. So yeah. There's that. And then they have all these messed up vices. I'm not going into details on that. So anyway, all right, we're going to the alien energies. I guess the Palladian. Syrian. I guess yeah, I go into the Palladians for right now. Priscilla's back. Visiting. So all right, blessings for you. Grease you with the Palladians. Disclosure frequency is yes, of course, happening through you. It'll happen unexpected. As for how you would see it, visualize it. Well, somebody might have dreams. We can, your if it's necessary, or visions throughout your day of your alien connections. It is for a healing frequency to help you through all of this, yes. But also those are those that do not want to evolve. We're here to help you through that too. So we're basically behind the scenes at this point. We can't exactly go into the energy of. Now you might visualize how that will be, and it is part of bringing that into some kind of manifestation at some point. But you want to wear yourself out either. Because it's an energy that can occur here for disclosure, but the timing is everything. Just basically, it's like a pocket in time where we can come into your reality, but yeah, it's not to save, but to help you evolve. But in a way where it's not frightening society so much. It's more contributing to the growth of society without people, yes, losing their minds and massive, And yes, there's one way of just is we'll put out one scenario that could occur of there's many scenarios of this, some of you or those of you that agree to it to be put more out into the public, to share your beliefs, but in a way in the public where you might be seen as a crazy person. But not in the confines of the protections of some of these spiritual groups. No, you're more out in the wild. But you'll be prepared for it, but because some of these spiritual groups are protecting each other. But there's nothing wrong with that. But this is more like, you're getting messages and then timelines are shifting to your favor to bring this information into the reality, but also to bring in new, ideas and things like that. Take it a bit more seriously. Kind of like Vow of War to some level, but more on a global stage. Because Vow of War had a little bit of that. This is more of a higher frequency. Vow of War is very much just low key. Of course, others might think it's either way. There's different versions of everything. We're just putting this out there. It doesn't necessarily have to happen in that way. But yeah, to be put out into the public, for everyone to look at you and to feel the anger from others, because people don't want to hear this or believe you, it's a tough one. Not that you're trying to be a savior or anything like that. The idea is to bring in a new environment. There's more to this also. We're just kind of giving a cookie cutter version of it. And there's other scenarios we don't bring into public at all. No. As for alien groups connecting, to your governments publicly, that's still a difficult one to, anyone to take seriously. And if you don't trust it, it's probably best you don't trust it. Like aliens, Nordic people or whoever, to shake the hands of government officials and make a public appearance and all that can work, but also it's not, looks aren't everything. It can be too good to be true. Let's put it that way. It's just like something you would see in a movie. So a lot of disclosure movements can be very, it has to be kind of quiet, because once again, if people do feel our frequency, they just it's not going to be healthy. But the idea is for people not to lose their minds completely, because they will, because they're not used to it, they don't want it. They feel like it's the end of time, the end of the world. There's going to be a world takeover and so on. And the idea is to take all of that consideration and have the less of a negative impact on society without causing mass hysteria. There's going to be some, but the idea is to keep it as low key as possible. So, because it can cause a lot of health issues. It's because a panic occurs and people just can't think. And they're just like, their bodies can even go into shutdown, just like that. It's always considerations. We see it all through different scenarios that we play out in our reality. So it's another reason why we have not fully showed ourselves, for obvious reasons. So in this incarnation process, so it's through many of you. And yes, some of you might feel like you're going crazy. Well, you're enduring and you're continuing on, and some of you might be pushing buttons that some of the entities here are not too proud of. And there is a bit of a pushback from some aerospace companies and all that, censorship and things like that. But they are listening, though. Yes, they might censor your message, but they're listening and taking it very seriously, especially when they're being called out. Because they can't hide all their stuff. They can't hide all their weaknesses and things like that. You know that. At least those that are spiritually aware. A lot of them in the aerospace companies aren't that spiritually aware, but some are. Are they afraid of this? Well, they're afraid of losing their power. When the aliens connect, it's like, are we goodbye government contracts? It's almost worse than a whole JFK visit, shut down. Because the darkness here cannot operate as it used to. It doesn't mean that they're here to save everyone, but they're helping humans here connect to their abilities to see all the deception, so you get less deceived, which many of you are learning. And less deception, less government contracts, less manipulations in the governments, and so on, and society. Society is be able to see, an abuser before they get abused, and so on. It happens to a small degree. It can get magnified of more of your senses. Just putting that out there. And there's nothing wrong with those abilities, but as you can see, many people have to go through abuses to kind of clear out their own darkness, bring in self-love, like a lot of inner workings. Heal the child energy within themselves, the juvenile side. And they have to make a lot of bad decisions to mature, depending, because they're just not thinking correctly. They're just on instinct. They're not really thinking, as you can see, society. So some do have like a weaponized incarnation, meaning like they have a lot of power. And this is your common people. They have a lot of power, but they're not living up to their mistakes. They make one mistake after the other, and other people pay for their mistakes. Eventually it comes back to them. So, when it comes back to them, it hits them really hard. Just putting that out there.